Do you know what are the most relevant challenges for the voluntary astral projections or the out-of-body experiences produced at will? I am Wagner Allegretti with the International Academy of Consciousness, and in this video we are going to use this short time to give you more information about those challenges, mostly as a way of helping you to produce these out-of-body experiences. But then let us see first of all what we think about challenges, because it could be challenges in producing conscious, lucid, out-of-body experiences, but also we could think of all the challenges OBs bring to our way of thinking, our scientific truths, our ethics, the way we organize our society, and so many other things in the context of the human knowledge. But then for this particular video, we're going to focus on ourselves when we want to produce our own out-of-body experiences. So basically, we have four major main challenges. First of all, not in any particular order of importance, but first of all, is provoking the separation per se. So getting out of the body. The second is being outside of the body with enough lucidity, awareness. So being conscious enough to control, to know, to decide, to see what is really happening there. Third is our difficulty, the challenge to bring back to our physical brain, to our physical body, if not all, most of the memories of what we saw, what we did, what we learned, what we experienced outside. And fourth is our difficulty in translating in words what we saw, what we experienced. The most important or transcendental out-of-body experiences we have are the hardest, the most difficult for us to tell others, to write about. But then let us see if we can discuss a little bit about each of these challenges. And please, if later you think you would like to get more information about any of these topics, just write to us, give us your suggestions. And these are topics we discuss in the regular courses of our CDP course, the Consciousness Development Program. But then let us see, first of all, our challenge in producing the out-of-body experiences per se, how to get outside of the body. And perhaps I could say even that this is not the hardest of those challenges. Why? Because, in fact, we leave our body every night when we go to sleep. So the process of separation per se happens spontaneously. But certainly, we want to see if we can control the separation, if we can guide where we go, if we can then see what we can do. So first of all, we have to focus a little bit on the different techniques to leave the body. There are many, and I have to say that there is no ideal, perfect technique to leave the body, one that would work every time, throughout our lifetime, that would work for everyone. This thing does not exist. So we have to learn to experience, practice, try many different techniques, and in fact, more than just once. And then we will discover which techniques or technique today would work better for us. So this is one of the ways for us to provoke, to control our process of separation. But one basic point on this is a very deep level of physical, emotional, and mental relaxation. So the more tense we are, more active, with higher metabolism, the harder it is for us to get out of the body. So, as you know probably, relaxation is something that we practice with time. We gain more and more control. So with time, we will be able to relax deeper, in fact, using less time. Being a little bit physically tired. So if you exercised, if you went to play a game, this helps you also to get outside of the body because provokes some deeper level of relaxation. And keep in mind also that all types of energy work, mostly the velo, so moving energy inside of our body up and down regularly, and if possible, getting to the point of creating at will, the so-called vibrational state, is going to help you to leave the body. I mean, to provoke the separation, because it's going to relax these energetic links, this kind of a field that attaches us as consciousness to the physical body. So the more you practice regularly, every day, many times a day, these energy techniques, and even complementing that with absorption of energy, transmission of energy, the more relaxed, losing these connections between us and the physical body are going to be, so facilitating the process of leaving the body. But also, of course, to say something a little bit obvious, experience help us a lot in the process of leaving the body, because then we are not going to be so surprised by some sensations like getting the so-called strong vibrational state, or perhaps a very sudden disappearance of a sensation of weight that sometimes we interpret as falling, and many times we stop feeling our natural process of breathing. So many times people get surprised or even scared, they get back to their physical bodies. So getting out of the body is something that we can learn. And think of this as something that in the future we want to master as something like this. So something that we can control at will. But when we were born, when we were very young, very young babies, we didn't know how to control this, to write or to walk. We had to practice a bit until we could control, to have this level of motor coordination. So we want and need something similar with our energies, because one day we are going to develop this kind of control. So controlling our energies, we are going to eject ourselves. We are going to release, the locks, the connections, and we are going to be out of the body. The second challenge is being outside of the body as lucid as possible. So then let us think as a guideline, as a reference, being outside of the body, projected with the same level of awareness, lucidity we have here right now. And we know that our lucidity throughout a typical day is not always the same. But let's think like you here right now watching this video. Would you like to be out of your body with this very same level of lucidity, or at least this very same level of lucidity? Because sometimes we can have less than this. Sometimes we can have even more. So this second challenge can be faced in which ways? First of all, try to do what you can with information, with practice, talking to other people, attending courses, to see if you can overcome any fear of leaving the body, because fear reduces our level of lucidity. Also, try to have a list of the interesting things that you would like to see outside of the body. People you would like to meet, even people who have already passed to another dimension. What would you like to learn outside of the body? Are there any ideas, theories you would like to comprehend, to grasp better? Is there any planet you would like to go and see? So you can make this list of the most important things for you. So this list helps you to regain and to recover lucidity once you are out. So just before trying to leave the body, pick one of those. Suppose if you want to go to the moon, and think about that, because this is going to help you to regain, recover lucidity, even if you fall asleep for a moment in the process of leaving the body. Also, try to create a habit throughout your day, many days, in fact, as a practice in life, to try to see if you can be, or if we can be, of course, as lucid as we can in our normal daily life. So instead of being so spaced out, so distracted, so absorbed by other things, let us focus in the here and now. So I suppose you have noticed with your friends or with ourselves, with you, how many times we are in a particular place, but we are with our mind focused on some other place. How many times we are here in this moment, but in fact we are thinking about something in the past, we are worrying about something in the future. So as a normal conduct, as a main approach, try to be here and now, and try to avoid doing things in an automatic way. How many times we are leaving home, we lock the door, go out, but so automatically that many times we don't remember if we locked the door or not. So we are usually disconnected from that particular moment, and this creates a habit. So the more you practice your focus in the here and now, your present lucidity here, the easier it's going to be for you to recover your lucidity outside of the body. And another approach to this, think, how many times we go to sleep and in fact we want to escape from reality. We are so tired physically, mentally. In fact, we think like if we were committing a small, short suicide, escaping from reality. So just to go to the bottom line, we want to be without any lucidity. So let us try to see if we can reverse that. Every time you go to lie down, even if you go to sleep, think about the possibility of being lucid outside, productive, living, extending your life, knowing that your physical body is going to recover anyway. It's a natural process. So when you think of what you are going to do that night, you would like to go to the moon, as I said, as an example, you are going to create a new habit. So this is going to help you to recover lucidity, even if you start dreaming. Even more, if you have a lucid dream, as you know, we can help ourselves to have a lucid dream. But those of you who have a natural tendency to have a repetitive, recurrent dream, you can program yourselves to recover lucidity, to know that you are dreaming or even provoking a projection when you face that particular context of the dream. Something that helps you a lot also to regain lucidity outside of the body is to do what we call mental saturation. So for a while, for a period, mainly when you can focus more on this, try to read a lot about OBEs other people had, books. Try to discuss the topics with other people. Try to attend courses like IAC courses to know more about the OBEs. Try to see movies about this. Try to see videos, even with virtual reality, of a flight out of Earth in the outer space. So the more you saturate your mind with the idea, impressions, scenes, and sounds of a possible projection, the easier it's going to be for you to get out of the body and recover lucidity. And then now we come to our third challenge. As I said, our difficulty in bringing back to the physical brain everything that we perceived, saw, everything that we did. Because as you know, when we are out, we are using more subtle bodies we have. It's almost the consciousness per se. The physical body is not registering, recording all those memories. So this stay with us, but when we come back to the physical body, we have to transfer this information back to the physical brain, and our physical brain is not used to acquire information in this way. Brain basically integrates into its memories what comes to us through our senses, so using the proper channels, if I can say that. So while you are projected, you had some control of that, you were lucid, try to create a list, like in a bullet list, in topics, short phrases, everything that you do, you see, everything that happens in your projection. So as your experiences progresses, the main things should be listed mentally. So for every new topic you add at the bottom of the list, repeat the whole list. So if you put a third topic there, you mentally repeat the three topics. If a fourth thing relevant happens, you put there the bottom of your list, the mental list, of course, repeat the four. So as your experience progresses, you are going to keep adding some of these topics, but avoid very small details, minutiae. Get focused on the main important things. Every time you can, if there is a little pause here and there during your out-of-body experience, repeat this list. So at the time of coming back, in case you have the control, in case you decide to come back to your body, because sometimes this happens without our control. But if you can, while you are coming back, repeat this very same list many, many times, as many times as you can. Once you get close to your body, in case you don't get inside of the body right away, so repeat that list again. So as you try to go inside of your body slowly, gently, as much as possible, repeat the very same list again. When you feel you are already locked in, aligned, repeat the list a few times. So then you open your eyes, you repeat the list, and then you go sit up, you repeat the list. And then what is the next step? Get some paper, pen, and the first step, very important here, pay attention to this. Write there the very same list that you have in your memory, that very same mental list that you built. Resist the temptation of starting to describe the details, the minutiae, as I said before. So once you have downloaded there, guaranteed in a backup, the main structure of your projection, then you go really to the writing, and then you can go to details and everything, because then you are not going to forget the main topics there. The more you write your projections after they happen, the more you are going to create the habit, the connections, and the energy circuits to remember your projections. But certainly we cannot forget this. You have to take care of your memory. So sleep well. Avoid too much stress, anxiety, if possible. Try to have some breaks. So try to use some hobbies or some other activities to take the weight of all the worries, all your chores from your mind. Eat well, of course, for your own profile, for your own needs, and practice, use your memory. Because many times nowadays, even with our smartphones, we get more and more lazy. So using less and less of our memory. Memory is something that can be exercised, can be trained. So this is something very important for you. And the fourth topic, the fourth challenge, that is our trouble in communicating what we experienced. So then here I have to say, if you go to other dimension, or if you go even to places of our physical dimension here, and you see normal things, no regular, without anything too much different from our daily reality, it's going to be much easier for you to remember, bring it back to the physical brain, what you saw. But sometimes we go to some realities, they are completely different from what we see here. So the more transcendental your experience is, the harder it's going to be for you to think about that experience, to have your own mental words for that, but even more, to tell other people, to write what happened there. So it helps a lot when you have a large vocabulary, when you master more than one language, when you have the habit of writing, when you can practice abstract ways of thinking. Have you ever tried to write a book, an article, even if it is only for yourself? Even a diary, a journal that you write to yourself is going to help you with that. But certainly many times you will see that we lack words for some things that we experienced, we saw, that we did outside of the body. So sometimes it's unavoidable for us even to create some words to express what we saw, what we experienced outside of the body. So focus on these experiences, focus on these challenges. Try to use these little tips and hints here to see if you can help yourself to get a little bit out of this dimension to enrich your life. So I am Wagner Legretti with the IAC, International Academy of Consciousness, and I invite you, please, if you want, if you can, to put a like on this video, and if you think this can be useful to other people, share this, because certainly so many people could be benefited in having out-of-body experiences. And something also very important for us, please write, give us ideas, suggestions, requests for topics you would like to see covered in these videos here. We plan to have this weekly, if possible, every Sunday. So then, I thank you and hope to see you again next Sunday. All the best. Have nice out-of-body experiences.